Hi everyone. So today we'll be talking about how to represent percentages into some form of a diagram, okay, and how do we understand it in terms of a pictorial representation, okay. So let's try to understand with an example. So whenever we have percent, it means per 100, okay. So if we try to represent it in a fraction form, it's pretty simple. We just do 40 by 100. So basically, the percentage gets divided by 100 and the percentage sign gets removed because it's not a percentage anymore. We are representing it as a fraction. Okay, so now we've been asked to color the diagram to match the percent. So directly, if we look at 40%, it's a bit difficult to understand how much is it. Okay, so we've learned whenever we have fraction, so fractions are usually understood in terms of, there is something, one whole thing, and we are representing a part of it, right? Like we have a chocolate bar, okay, and if I take two parts of it, okay, so there were one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight parts of equal parts of the chocolate. It always has to be equal, okay. So if we are taking two parts out of it, so we represent it as 2 by 8, okay. So similarly, whenever we have to color the diagram, the percentage has to be presented in some sort of a fraction to make it easy to color the diagram, okay. So now we have 40 by 100, okay. So we can, they both are even numbers and they both have multiples of 10, so we can reduce it into a simpler form. So if we divide it by 10, it becomes 4, and if we divide 100 by 10, it becomes 10. And now they both have another common factor 2. So if we divide 4 by 2, we get a 2. And if we divide 10 by 2, we get a 5. So now you see we get 2 by 5. So now it has become simple because in the diagram, if you see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 equal parts. And out of this, we have to represent only 2. So we color the 2 parts out of 5. So this means this colored part is 40% of the whole. Okay. Now let's try to do the second question. Now here it is 25%. So what is the first step? We represent it in the form of a fraction. So how do we do that? We do 25 divided by 100. Okay. So now they both are multiples of 5. If we divide 25 by 5, we get 5, and if we divide 100 by 5, we get 20. Now again, they are multiples of 5. If we divide both of them by 5, we get 1 by 4. Okay, so now we have 4 equal parts, and out of that, how much we have to present? 1 out of 4. So we color one portion out of the 4 portions that we have. So this represents 25% of the whole. Now this one is 50%. Okay. So we represent 50 by 100. Okay. So now 50 into 2 is 100. So they both have a common factor 50. So if we divide both of them by 50, we get 1 and we get 2. So 50% is 1 by 2. So half, we represent half by 50%. So we color 1 out of the 2 portion, that is we color 50% of the picture. Okay. So I hope it is clear how do we represent percentages in the form of diagrams. We need to take help of a little conversion into fractions and then reducing them into the simplest form to make it easier Otherwise, if you have 4 out of 10, it's still a bit confusing, right? What to color. But when we reduced it to the simplest form, it makes it easy. So, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video.